Association, even the USDA, have held that vegetarian diets are not just as healthy, but healthier than diets that include meat.
Okay. Right there in the back.
You're talking about grain and so much of the grain goes to keeping animals alive as opposed to keeping humans alive in developed countries.
Right.
And then back to the meat eaters and their preferences, it's being biased.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just wondering how you can put that on meat eaters when we live in a country whose government pays a large amount of farmers not to grow grain.
Yeah, I mean, the grain subsidies are massive. They go largely to factory farmers because the vast majority of the grain that's grown in the United States is fed to farmed animals. But the economic situation is such that if you're growing corn, grain, soy, and you're feeding it to farmed animals, there's a cost for that. The cost causes the prices of those crops to go up, especially in this age of the World Trade Organization, and it causes people to starve because it drives up the price of those commodities globally. We have less stocks of all of those commodities than we've ever had in history, and we have higher prices. Well, we had higher prices about 3 or 4 months ago, but they're still relative historically, at astronomical highs, and that's the reason people are starving.
So the launch pressure the government to allow those farmers to grow, thereby lowering costs and providing a service which is used for that, instead of trying to cut out what is a large percent of America's preferable food.
Well, I mean, it has a range of issues, and certainly that would be another solution. That's something that the Pew Commission has been suggesting, as well as UCS, and it's certainly something that we would support also.
And the back.
First, I'd just like to thank you for coming in and sharing your personal views with everybody here. I'd like to say that, start off by saying I do eat meat, but I'd only like to comment on the amount of people that just showed up, not to understand your side of the argument, but just to argue with you over, their closed mind thoughts of, what the beliefs are. So, it's kind of interesting to see how many people don't really listen to what they're saying and just have their pre-planned argument against what they're hearing.
I don't know. I mean, thank you for saying that. I'm pretty thrilled when, because I have a lot of relatives who are, hunters and fishers, and one who traps, and they're not interested in hearing about the animal protection side, just period, full stop. So anytime people in the agricultural community turn up, I feel, more power to them, and I'm really glad that they came.
We're going to have time for about 3 more questions, and then we're going to get you out of the room. So up here, and then over there, go right there, and then in the black.
What do you think about animal testing for medical reasons and stuff like that, for medicine, anything that just that?
That's a whole 1-hour lecture, animal testing. But
Are you pro?
no.
Then, what was your way around it?
Well, nobody is in favor of, testing on human babies, So
that's what we said.
Well, right, and I don't think that you should use some beings as a means to an end in that way.
But how would you? So do you not like how they derived all these medical innovations?
They haven't derived anything.
All the new.
It's a two-part question. There's the question of efficacy, and there's the question of ethics. The question of ethics is very, very easy. Other animals are more like us than they're unlike us. They feel pain in the same way and to the same degree. So if you wouldn't do it to a human, you would be hard-pressed to come up with a cogent argument for why it's acceptable to do it to other animals, other than saying it's efficacious, which was the Nazi argument for using Jews. And it's not a moral argument, it's just a utilitarian argument, and I think you'd be hard-pressed to make a moral case. But the efficacy argument really also falls. When you look at something like protease inhibitors, which were set back 6 years because of faulty animal experimentation. The polio vaccine was set back more than a decade because of faulty animal experimentation. What we know about the biggest killers... Well, see, that's why this is a 1-hour lecture, because no, it's not an overall benefit. And if you look at Scientific American, February of '97, they did a whole issue on animal experimentation. They had both sides. I'm not disinterested.
Yeah.
So I come to it with a bias, but check it out. I think you might be very surprised.
Okay, over here in the back.
All right. My name's Tarek. I'm with PETA. My question is, do you think Michael Vick is sorry, and should I get him on my fantasy team?
Well, so far he's not playing well enough to warrant being on your fantasy team. But do I think he's sorry? I don't know. I like to think he's sorry. He came to PETA. I spent about an hour with him, just the two of us, talking about cruelty to animals. I'm pretty gullible, and he totally snowed me, but he also snowed people at PETA who are not gullible. He lied to us. He told us that he viewed his companion animals in a completely different way from the pit bulls, that he grew up with pit bull fighting and just like really didn't see them as beings capable of fear and suffering. And then the report came out and he was taking his companion animals and tossing them into the ring with the pit bulls to be ripped limb from limb. Does his coming into our offices and looking into our eyes and bald-faced lying to us mean he's not sorry now? I don't know, but my hunch is that he's not sorry, other than that he got caught. But I wouldn't put him on your fantasy team anyway, because so far he's just polluting Philadelphia.
In the gray?
What's up, guys? My name's Hannah from obviously I'm not here to argue with you or anything like that. Thank you for coming out. I want to say, do you do anything outside the supermarket to put in any work to get any of your food?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand.
Do you put any work into like getting your food? Do you have a garden, like as like on your side kind of thing? Is there any active work that you put in besides making choices of no meat versus meat? Do you have any passion for? I mean, you obviously have passion for your views with meat versus non-meat. But do you have any like passion for where your food comes from, or
Yeah, I mean, my wife and I are both wishing we had more time to do community gardening. There is an inner city garden fairly near where we live. We grow mint and parsley and tomatoes at this point, but which is it's actually pretty awesome to grow your own mint and parsley, and tomatoes are pretty spectacular. We would like to do more, but thus far we just haven't found the time.
And last question in CD.
Hi. I work at a